Guval, salutations, and a clenched fist salute, YouTube renegades. Welcome y bienvenidos once again to the one and only Outlaw News. I am your host, the YouTube Magonista, the Cyber Rebel, the Cholo Journalist, the voice of the barrio, the voice of the Vato Loco, the voice of the voiceless. ¿Qué pasa, Cyber Raza? Hope all is well in Cyber Vato land, and everyone is here today either at 113% or 114% activated and strapped with your critical thinking beanies on extra tight, homeboys. So if you're ready, you're suited and booted, let's mount up, Outlaw Posse, and ride to the dark side of YouTube. This is an Outlaw Cyber Public Service announcement. Repeat, this is an official Outlaw Cyber Public Service announcement. This is not a joke. Attention, YouTube Snitch Influencer community. All of you, including the fake studio gangster rappers too, like Bozo. You, the Snitch Influencer community, have officially been social media greenlighted for a cyber extermination of the YouTube YARDA by yours truly, the Outlaw. The big homies who run this YouTube YARDA have sanctioned your removal. Since day one, you social media snitch influencer parasites have lied and manipulated your way to fame as influencers or studio cholo rappers on YouTube's platform. But now you've gone too far. You vatos have reached the new low by intentionally instigating and fabricating fake YouTube beefs with other snitch influencers, which you're using to purposely influence old gang and racial tensions among your viewers and subs. You've become what the Outlaw always knew you were since day one, a new age social media American me type influencers who are really anti-gang, gang glorifying YouTube influencers. That's why the entire YouTube Snitch Influencer community have been marked for cyber extermination, greenlighted for a YouTube removal, a cyber murking. Your snitch fanboy groupies comments of hater are no longer enough to save you from an outlaw cyber drive-by. You snitch influencers have been able to scare viewers stupidly blind with tattoos and lies to believe your prison boogeyman fairy tales. But what do you have to scare off a YouTube renegade like the Outlaw? In fact, it's really the opposite. You prison poverty pimps, it's you, the snitch influencer community, who's scared of the Outlaw, and you should be. Today, the entire YouTube platform will learn why you snitch tubers fear the wrath of the Outlaw. Because you know the Outlaw knows who you YouTube social media snitch influencer parasites really are under your fake social media personas and lies you tell. Like these two social media fake Christian ex-homie snitch fanboy influencers who will be the Outlaw's first victims to be removed off the YouTube YARDA. The Outlaw will expose these two nobody fraudsters, influencers, so you snitch tubers see this isn't a threat you should take lightly. The Outlaw is playing for keeps and plays the level 4 YouTube politics, not your typical level 1 OG, triple OG, drama queen comadre TMZ style politics. This is a no-hands policy removal, homies. Your boy, the Cholo Journalist, has said since day one, you, the YouTube Snitch Influencer community, are in bed with some alphabet agency, that your social media snitch puppets, you've ignored or laughed off the outlaw's allegations. Well, you seem to forget he who laughs last laughs louder. Outlaw renegades and you terrified snitch influencers might remember last year's bogus Raza Unity boxing fight between some junior deputy explorer influencer named the Chola Trucker and some wannabe norteño gay boy gangster influencer Gunner from Debriefers Collective. Remember, these two YouTube Snitch cheerleader groupies, parasites, Judas Paul and wannabe Cholo Joe Castro, were two of the so-called righteous religious homies from Southern California who the Snitch influencer community used to pretend they're cool and respected by active Southerners. Just like your fake slogans of pushing a positive anti-gang message, so was your Raza Unity boxing match. That really was a Rata Unity boxing match. Just before the popular Snitch Influencer Unity boxing match, your boy, the Outlaw, left several comments on some of the popular YouTube Snitch Influencer platforms, specifically Kneel to Fraud, the fake Sureño, commenting that in fact, this bogus Unity boxing match was going to be a Snitch Influencer convention, not open to the public, because it was financed and would be attended mostly by documented informants and your puppet masters. These two so-called men of faith were two of the Snitch Influencer community that joined in a weekly roundtable with other Snitch influencers to promote their upcoming Snitch Influencer Unity boxing match last year. During one of the roundtables, these YouTube parasites laughed off my comments.
I asked them a question about the funniest rumor. The funniest rumor I heard is that our audience is going to be police enforcement. I don't know where they came up with that. But supposedly it's going to be police enforcement inside the audience. That's the only ones allowed. I don't know. God knows where that came from. But
as being a hater and jealous that your boy, the Outlaw, was the kid no one picked to play on their team on the school playground like back in the day. You had a good old laugh, ha 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 ha, over my accusations, even using a veil of religion to defend your Snitch Influencer homies and to hide your relationship with alphabet agencies, specifically retired gang intelligence cop Pete Bollinger.
I just feel bad because a lot of autos want to speak on what's going on and they're not a part of what's going on. So I feel bad for them. Like, you know what I mean? Like the kids that didn't get picked in the softball game. But at the same time, you know what I mean? As long as they're positive, you know what I mean? But evidently, a lot of autos don't want to be. They get that, like they're eating a damn lemon and they get that sour taste in their mouth and they want to go out there and spit all that venom. And so I rebuke that stuff in Jesus' name, and I don't accept what they're saying.
But now it's time for the Outlaw to laugh and get our runbacks on you, the Snitch Influencer community, by taking out two of your main Snitch Influencer cheerleaders, removing them off the YouTube YARDA with cyber steel, homie. Allow the Outlaw to present you, Snitch Influencer community, your fanboy groupies, and my loyal Outlaw renegades, a screenshot of the cover from the movie Kilroy, a so-called movie made for Chicanos by Chicanos, which coincidentally glorified an undercover Christian snitch influencer, Kilroy, whose movies co-producers are none other than, you guessed it, YouTube Snitch Influencer cheerleaders Judas Paul Morales and wannabe Cholo Little Joe. They are the two sellout Chicanos one executive producer, Sergeant Pete Bollinger, is using to sell the illusion that Kilroy is some Chicano-themed movie made by Chicanos for Chicanos.
One of the executive producers of
Social
Kilroy,
media Judas, influencers Paul and Wankster Joe Castro make no attempts at hiding their relationship with alphabet agencies. They just conveniently leave out who their boss and financiers of their
My
movie
name is
projects
Peter
really
Bollinger,
are.
and I'm the owner
If
of
you
Peace and
notice
Fire Publishing.
on the screenshot
And
in
we
front of you right now, which is a congratulation post from LAPD Times to one Joe Castro congratulating him on launching his official YouTube channel, The Official Big Joe. But look closely, Outlaw Renegades and you Snitch Influencers. One, Cedar Films is also apparently being congratulated for obviously partnering with Joe Castro to launch this YouTube channel. Well, again, Cedar Films is actually owned by Sergeant Pete Bollinger, and exclusively, besides producing bad acting, low-budget cholo movies, Cedar Films also produces law enforcement training videos and victory outreach type cult indoctrination movies. So, not only do they work under ex-law enforcement bosses, but also allow their law enforcement boss, Pete Bollinger of Cedar Films, to write and produce their YouTube channel's content. This explains why these two snitch influencer cheerleaders are so fond of and socialize exclusively on YouTube, only with documented informants, even cheerlead for sex offenders like Boxer Enriquez and many other debriefers. Why these two fake righteous homies espouse right-wing pro-police rhetoric and refuse to associate or support any real genuine grassroots Chicano community groups or organizations like the End to Hostilities. Outlaw Renegades and those YouTube viewers who always or just now are realizing there's something just not right about the YouTube prison channel genre, that there's something not genuine about these wannabe convict convent influencers. These two individuals today are proof that in fact this YouTube snitch influencer genre is fabricated, as real as one of YouTube's first viral influencers, Lonely Girl 15. Why, with two such as Butterball Paul and wannabe Cholo Joe, men who espouse poison rhetoric of being men of faith and religion, use their social media influencer clout to validate Judas influencers and sex offenders like Boxer Enriquez, Muno Mendoza, Flacco, or Gunner, because they're paid and told to cheerlead for these YouTube snitch influencer Judases by their boss, Sergeant Pete Bollinger, who, after shamefully retiring from the Santa Ana Police Department, after being accused and found to be true of snitching on fellow officers who previously had internally disciplined Bollinger with false reports against them, now runs several popular YouTube channels that some of you outlaw renegades might be subscribed to, such as Perplex News, Mundo Chronicles, and today's highly popular YouTube channel hosted by Muno Mendoza, Police and Fire Publishing. Some of you Day One Outlaw Renegade viewers to the Prison Snitch Influencer genre may remember one now deceased Savage Studios, whose lust for fame, his J-Cat ego, and addiction caused Savage to commit cyber suicide. First, tried to pass himself off on YouTube as some recently released active ex-convict who just wanted to help others, plus push to reform the California prison system. That he, Savage, wanted to one day go before the state capital of Sacramento to push a bill to reform California prison. That was until critical thinking viewers like you outlaw renegades noticed Savage intentionally trying to hide his tattoos on one side of his body that bore tattoos from a known SNY gang. Then, overnight, mysteriously, Savage transformed himself into the poster boy for SNY gangs and espousing anti-active rhetoric. And one can't forget about the super active comic book fitness gangster guru I'm here to pump you up. But first, you have to be racist in prison, Wes Watson, who apparently thinks he's the most toughest, most active white boy in the California Department of Corrections without ever being recruited by any known prison gang. Who everyone familiar with the YouTube Snitch Influencer genre has known lied from day one about just about everything he said about prison, whose channel tries to suggest Wes Watson's active mainline status when he, Wes Watson, has admitted previously to being protective custody prisoner status from the infamous Mule Creek prison, accidentally on an earlier video of Watson's, which he quickly deleted. Finally, you also have the most treacherous, manipulative conman snitch influencer cheerleader on YouTube, Tony, from stories written by lying prisoners, who, from the very beginning, had a disclaimer on his videos which stated the stories were not true and for the entertainment purposes only, which was proven true when powdered J-Cat drug addict personality flip-flopping for attention on YouTube exposed the truth about Tony's YouTube channel. So, outlaw renegades and you snitch influencer fanboy groupies, since day one, they themselves have proven the YouTube prison snitch influencer genre is full of liars and treacherous manipulators who are hiding under a banner of allegedly pushing a positive anti-gang message to the youth today. That's why the outlaw again has officially greenlighted you, the YouTube Snitch Influencer community, for removal. Your lies will no longer go unchallenged. You will have your feet held to the fire and be held accountable for your fake racial tension instigating beefs. No longer will there only be a YouTube platform saturated with treacherous, manipulative, conniving YouTube snitch influencers. The outlaw and his outlaw renegades will fight for the existence of a YouTube platform free from your one-sided fairy tales and lies. The outlaw is gonna press up on you, the snitch influencer community, and remove you, strip you of your YouTube fame and clout to build and maintain a YouTube platform where critical thinking outlaw renegades can come together and be free of your snitch influencer oppressive tactics and lies. This platform, though, can only be created and grow with the support from righteous critical thinking outlaw renegades. So don't forget to hit the like and drop a comment, and especially subscribe to the outlaw if you haven't done so already. It's time, outlaw renegades, to no longer stand back quietly while these snitch influencers infest our lives with their lies. It's time to make our voices heard of snitch influencer conformity resistance. If you want the outlaw to bust a cyber drive-by next on stories written by current lying SNY prisoners host Tony, plus his super popular wannabe MM member Conejo from Imperial County, or Bozo, make your voices heard and leave a comment if you want the outlaw to cyber murk these snitch influencers. So, like always, keep them Cortezes laced up and your critical thinking beanies on at all times, and always stay either 113 or 114% activated, because there's a war out for your minds, YouTube renegades, and the only way to resist it is to be an outlaw. As always, a clenched fist salute y venceremos.